step by step. The process of doing what we do and try to continually lay the foundation, the groundwork for what we are in defense is a continuing process. So it just so happens we're playing an outstanding offense and with some great football players this weekend. So it's part of the process, and it's going to be a good opportunity for us to see where we're at.
You're very well versed in their scheme and what they like to do. What are some of the primary challenges?
Everything. Starting up front, their offensive line is arguably one of the best that we're going to see this season. The quarterback obviously speaks for himself, and everything kind of goes through him. Schematically, they're going to attack your coverages, and they're going to attack what you do and have a good beat on it. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for us, so and their head coach and their offensive staff have we have experience going against each other, so they know what we do. So there's familiarity with that, but really the X factor is they have some really good personnel, or great personnel, and those guys are in their second year and they're playing like it.
What about the ability to impact the quarterback in a game like this? How important is it, and what do you think about the capability they have there?
Yeah, every game I think it starts with that, especially at this day and age. We gauge ourselves defensively, first and foremost by yards per play. Okay, so I know kind of the old school approach, or the age-old approach to playing good defense is stopping the run, getting people to third down, and then being able to maybe get exotic and pressure them and do those things. But this is an offense that is third down and every down, and but they have the ability to run the football. This running back is the best that I've seen in the last 2 years. Number 0, and they got Jones from last year, but he's the best that I've seen in the last 2 years in this league. He's big, he's physical, he has great feet. When you combine that with the best quarterback, or arguably the best quarterback in the country, and there's not much better skill. It can be a pretty dynamic formula for offense. So we're going to have our hands full.
How do you balance the guys getting the feel for everything Caleb can do while also trying to coach them to still just do your job, don't do too much to try to contain him?
Yeah, well, ultimately at the end of the day, it's all about us. That's what we really got to get our guys to understand is we're not going to change a fundamental or a technique or change the way we play a coverage. We do what we do, and when you try to get too creative or too quote unquote cutting edge, then what you do is you start sacrifice like the fundamentals, the tackling, the technique, the block protection, the pursuing the football, the cup, all those things. So when you start getting too out of the ordinary, then you start getting away from what are things really going to help you grow and develop into the unit that you want.
You had I think 6 sacks against Fresno. That's normally going to come with some turnovers that are generated. How much of that's just the lock? How much of it is guys maybe like having confidence to attack situations, or do you make that?
Well, one, they're really well coached offenses, and when you have just disciplined programs that have established cultures. You look at Southern Utah; they're in their second year. They knew who they were playing. They played it close to the vest. They didn't want to lose the game on offense because they were playing situational and they were managing the game. And Mike Gundy's been at Oklahoma State, and that culture he has on offense has been set there for 20 years, 19 years. So and then that's a group that's not going to turn over the ball. Jeff Tedford, has been doing it, for 50 years or however long he's been doing it. And so the culture on those, on those offenses is they're not going to try to do anything out of the ordinary, and their quarterbacks really responded to that. They're not forcing turnovers, not doing anything for them to lose the game. So I think it's credit to the quarterback coaches, because we hit the quarterback in all 3 games. USC, they're more of a dynamic offense, and this quarterback is more of a creator. So he's obviously as good as he is, and we're going to continue to try to affect the quarterback in everything we do. So if we can affect that guy, eventually the ball is going to start bouncing our way. So we practice it every week, and